Speaking to Canvey, I'm the manager Brad Wellmen from the Stays 3-1 victory against Chatham Town. Brad, performance of the season, would you say?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. We've watched them 2 or 3 times. We come with a game plan. We work so hard during the week to make sure that we frustrated them, and we tried to come up with a plan where we felt we could affect the game and try and hit them on the break. And we've had to make some brave decisions. We made some brave calls, leaving sort of Finn out after his 2 goals last week, leaving Hubble out of the team, and we just felt that if we could soak it up with people like Kane and Jackson and Toby in the wide areas that on transition we could get forward. And I think it was perfect. I mean, a dream start, getting 1 goal, and then the second goal was exactly what we spoke about, trying to secure possession, make a couple of passes to allow for transition, and Jackson made an unbelievable run in behind and finished it. So it gave us a really good opportunity. But as you look over that game and the way the boys executed the game plan that we asked them, because it's not something that we usually do, 3-1, it could be 4-5-1. And that's not disrespecting them, but we've had the chances and they didn't create nothing. They didn't hurt us really. Bob's had 1 really good save to make, and other than that, but listen, all our credit goes to my management team and the boys. They're absolutely brilliant.
So we go 2-0 up, and we sat back quite deep, but we almost looked like we were quite comfortable doing that, letting them have the possession. How important was it to stop them getting that goal back for half time? Could that have been a much trickier second half than it was had we not stood firm in that first half?
Yeah, and I think that was our game plan. I think, if you look at it, our game plan was to sit in and frustrate them, and we certainly done that. I mean, they didn't know what to do. We wanted them. We wanted to sit back and force them into wide areas, and that's exactly what they done. And they couldn't get through the middle of us. So then they started going longer, and it's just going into Bob's hands. So they were getting frustrated. They were arguing with each other, and we knew that our game plan was working. And it was important to get in at half time, but we felt comfortable. And that's what I'm saying, is that to the supporters watching it, yeah, it does look like we're sitting back. That was our game plan, and it executed perfectly. So it was good. It gave us an opportunity to just sort of step on at half time, and we knew they'd change something, and they come out quite lively in the second half. But we weathered the storm, and then we went on and got the penalty. And unfortunately,
yeah, we had the chance to kill the game a lot earlier than we did. Kane Gilbert missing that penalty. Yeah. How big could that miss have been, and how impressed were you that we did manage to stand firm when we did miss that penalty? When you're down the bottom, we've said before, all it takes is 1 little knock like that and it can all go out the window.
And I think like we said last week, the penalty miss for them knocked them really and give us the ascendancy. I think that it was the togetherness we've got as a group. They were never going to point fingers, and Kane stepped up. Hubble weren't on the pitch, Kane stepped up and took the penalty, so fair play to him for that. But I think just the collective group of boys that we've got and the way they respect each other, they was always just going to dig deep. And I think you heard 4 or 5 people shout out to Kane as soon as he missed the penalty. Listen, we've still got a job to do. We've got a job to get through, and it's sweeter now that we've come in, because he missed the penalty. Chris Harris missed the header. Yates has gone clear on goal. Ewan had one before that. Hubble's had one. It could be 5 or 6. You know what I mean? And I'm just so pleased for the boys and the fans. Like you said to me last week that you didn't want to come here, and I can't have you saying that to me. Now I want you to say to me next week, I can't wait to go back to Chatham next year.
So on the fans, it's obviously not been the easiest start to the season, but around here today we brought a decent following. A lot of them unfortunately took their tops off, which was not the prettiest of sights in some cases. But how important is it to have those fans behind you on days like this, when you come into a place where there's going to be a big crowd, and making them happy like that?
Yeah, listen, I think I've said from day one, it's all about that one in all in mentality. And I think that if we're together with the fans, we can be a stronger, I know it's a cliche that they're the 12th man, but look at them today. I mean, all right, they're in a stand with a roof. They're so noisy in the first half, and we go and give them a goal, 2 goals to start with, and a lot of them probably come with fear, and they've taken that and then they've driven us on, and we've got to create it on the pitch for the fans. But our fans are pretty good in the sense that they've stayed with us, and we've not had too many bad times, and we had a tough start to the year, but we'll stay with the fans and the fans stay with us, and we can go and have more days like this,
So we've got that win now. Obviously that'll be massive for the confidence. How important is it that they stay grounded, don't get ahead of themselves, and go again next weekend in the Cup, and then again when we get back to league action the week after?
Yeah, I think what's difficult at the moment is that we're now back to back. Disappointed we didn't keep a clean sheet today, if you want the truth. but it's always going to happen. But back-to-back wins against two very, very good teams. They're two good wins on paper. We've got a great opportunity next week in the FA Cup, and then I think the only unfortunate thing is I think the week after the FA Cup's the FA Trophy, so we could be. I think our next league game's 8th of October. We need to get points on the board. We know that. I look at it today, and we've got a great 3 points. That really in a game that's a free hit, but I think Bowers were beating Dartford. I mean, when you want that little bit of luck, but we're just going to enjoy it. We can only control ourselves and do what we do, and we're going to enjoy it and let the supporters enjoy it, and we'll have another hard week at training, and we'll go again next Sunday.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad. Enjoy your week.
Cheers, sir.